Hey everyone. What I'm going to talk about today is it's about freedom. It's about freedom. It's about having the ability, developing the ability to be fully free to be you. And the reason I'm doing this live is this is a really clear pattern that I've noticed with really all my discovery calls for women that are considering joining our Radiant Woman Academy. And the pattern is this: it's this really strong desire, like often overwhelming desire, to just fully be able to be yourself. Right? Just to fully be able to express all of yourself, right? Every aspect of yourself, most vulnerable parts of yourself. And this is such a difficult thing for women to do because, they've been conditioned not to do it their entire life, from often starting in childhood and then just continuing on in relationships and everything. And it's funny because as I was thinking about this, there was a really strong parallel there, as there was for me when, like I got into self-help when I was 23. And my thing was, back then, I was just so terrified of talking to anybody, right? Especially talking to women. And I was still a virgin at 23. I couldn't really make new friends. I didn't really know how to have conversations unless it was someone that I was like 100% comfortable with, which was like basically my brother and usually one other person at a time. And it took me a really long time to get comfortable. And it's a really shitty feeling to not be able to just fully be yourself, right? To fully just express yourself the way that you want. And of course there's a masculine way to express yourself when a man is fully developed and integrated in his masculine. And then of course there's a very different way of expressing yourself when you're a woman and you're in your feminine. But for me, like I really learned this, or sorry, a big part of my motivation, I'm just being honest here, when I first started in my self-development, was I just wanted to, well, at first I wanted to have a girlfriend, and then very quickly I just wanted to be able to have sex, right, and not die alone, and not even knowing what sex was. And so that's why I started on my whole pickup artist journey, right? And I very quickly shifted within months from like all these lines and routines and other bullshit, which I hated, into this overwhelming desire to just like throw all that crap away and just fully be able to express myself however the hell I wanted, however I felt like in the moment, and not have to worry about anything, right? Just like be myself and attract women that way, not holding anything back, just expressing all my opinions, and setting all the boundaries I wanted to set, and tell women what I wanted to do, and what I wanted them to do, and so forth. It fully expressed my sense of humor, which I have one of the most fucked up senses of humor ever, which I don't even come close to fully expressing most of the time on Facebook. But yeah, it's definitely a fun treat that most people can't really handle very well. Anyway, my point of this is that I've shifted to just wanting to fully express myself, and that even became more important than any of the success with women, or even the success of like having a girlfriend or anything like that. I mean, all that stuff was great, of course, but it became this overwhelming desire to just be able to be free in that way, to just I could feel that prison that I was locked in, right? Like there's this, I could feel like myself in these energetic prison bars that I was hiding behind, where it's like a fear, right? A fear of just saying exactly whatever the fuck I wanted, regardless of the consequences, regardless of any kind of judgment, right? Regardless of whether, you know, someone's going to reject me or abandon me. So I can just fully be 100% myself, right? And that was it. And going through that process, right? And there's like a big rejection process and a whole bunch of pushing through fears, and it was really fun and really scary. But that's what burned away most of the part of me that cared, right? That cared what people thought, right? That needed people's approval, that needed women's approval. And you know, like, as great as things are now in my life, you know, my wife and just being able to, you know, my friends and everything, the most amazing thing that I really got out of that is to just be able to fully be myself and not have to really worry about what happens when I just express myself. And this is the pattern that I really notice for women, right? It's that, and I've heard it over and over and over again with these discovery calls, where I'm not saying it's every single discovery call that says exactly this, but it's kind of the similar theme, where it's like, you know, either it's a woman who's single, or maybe she's dating someone, or she's in a serious relationship with someone, and that's really important to her, of course. But it's often that, and this is beautiful to me, that the women come with this mindset on these calls, is that what's even more important to them is just to fully be able to be, right? To fully be able to express themselves, fully be able to just get out of their head and into their heart and just express it fully. Whatever happens, happens, right? And if the man leaves her, then the man leaves her. If he doesn't like it, and you know, that mindset of like, you know, that'll suck. But ultimately, what matters more is me able to just fully be myself and not worry about anyone else's opinions, not worry about my man's opinions. Just be able to let myself out and express and be as authentic and open, and push through all of those fears that are just holding you back, right? Holding you in that fear prison of inhibition and hiding who you really are. And I know that women who have that mindset and are, you know, really wanting to be courageous, of course, it's such a scary thing to do that, to go through that process. You know, I've done it. I know what a challenge it was for me. But I know that women who really want to be that courageous and want to commit to it, and it's like, you know, that the ability to just fully express yourself is more important than the man or a certain man or whatever it is. You know, they've got such a higher chance of making it, right? Such a higher chance of making it, because ultimately that is more important. No man is worth staying in that prison for, right? Not even for another day. You will get so much more satisfaction and joy and freedom and happiness out of life when you fully are able to just let yourself go in that way, and just open up. And I'm not just talking about, you know, saying what you want like from the mind. I'm really, for a woman, it's really about saying what you feel from the heart. And a woman who can do that, I mean, she is fucking incredible in every way, because it almost doesn't exist in this world, right? Not saying it doesn't exist, but like a woman who can truly just do that all the time, not just like with a man, but like just with anyone. Because what a woman who's done that has done is she has created her own safety in herself, right? She's no longer needing a man to be like perfectly safe and non-judgmental and healed all his trauma and shit to be able to hold space for her and protect her in that way. Of course, that's still what she wants, like, and it is a need to have that ultimately, right? But she doesn't rely on that. She doesn't have to rely on that. She has that self-reliance in a good way, like in a feminine way. I don't mean in a like, oh, I'm a tough woman and I don't need no man. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the, like, I can make myself, I already feel safe. I already feel fully safe to just be me all the time. I don't need a man for I don't need this like really specific perfect man for that. I can just be. And what's awesome is that when you get to that point, and as you increasingly get to that point as a woman, you will inspire men to become much more safe for you and to want to protect that, because that's just so fucking gorgeous and amazing for a woman's heart to be so exposed like that, and for her to just be so free that masculine men are going to just want to protect the hell out of it, right? And that's just really cool. And of course, you know, every woman struggles with this to one degree or another. Many women much more so than others. And this is what we really, really, really excel at in the Radiant Woman Academy. This program is designed for women who are looking to free themselves, right? Whether it's for a man or not. You know, it often is for a man, because it's a pretty powerful motivation in itself to have that happy relationship and have a family and just be able to be in that and let go of all control. But just having that ability to do it in itself, that's what we show you how to do. We show you how to break through those prison bars for good, forever, create that your own feeling of safety. And in the process of doing it, you end up healing all of this trauma that's been holding you back, and you push through all of these fears that have been holding you back. And you develop, like, your self-worth just skyrockets, right? This process heals everything. And it's an external focused process, but by doing that work and pushing through all of that, you know, so much of what needs to be healed gets healed. And you just become so much more confident in yourself, right? Confident in just being able to be, not controlling anything, just expressing from the heart, just being your vulnerable, radiant, beautiful self. And if that's something that really excites you, right, just the idea of it, being able to be that kind of woman who just is not locked in any way in that prison anymore, you're free. And you've struggled and you've tried to break free of that. Like, I know that prison, I know how difficult it is, and in a different way as a man, but I know how difficult it is. And you want that freedom for yourself, so you can have a better relationship with your man, a better relationship maybe with your kids, with your friends, with your parents, with everybody. But most importantly with yourself, right? Most importantly with yourself, it changes your relationship with yourself in such a profound, amazing way. If you want that, right? Maybe you're a little scared of that too, because it is a scary process, and that's normal. But if that excites you, becoming that woman, transforming into that woman, then what I encourage you to do is book a call with me. Go to my website, relationshipofyourdreams.com, go to the Radiant Woman Academy page, book a call. It's a free call. We're going to talk all about what you're going through. We'll talk all about your problems. We'll talk all about what you've been experiencing, talk about your dreams, what you want. And if it sounds like you're a good fit for the program, then we can talk about that too. This call is mostly about you. It's mostly about you. And it can be scary, right? To make that push, right? Because even just booking the call, you're pushing through some resistance there. It's like, okay, well, you know what? I really want to change. I don't want to stay stuck where I am anymore. I want to make a commitment to change, right? So that's scary. And if you're feeling that, right? If you feel that excitement, that wanting, that longing, that desire to be that better person and just change what you're getting, and you also have that fear, okay, it's perfectly normal. But you're only going to get what you really want when you choose to push through that fear. To book that call, talk to me, and then we'll go from there. So relationshipbeyourdreams.com, book a call, and I'll talk to you soon.